To bring us more from across the country and across the field, coming to us live from the Rock Center is Natasha Piri. And I want us to go to Natasha at the moment. Natasha, you sitting there with one of the parties that were hoping to really make a dent in this election cycle, relatively new on the scene as well. But the leaderboard doesn't look too exciting for them. And right there next to them, you have Free Dems. Over there, you have the Good Party with their one seat. Also to your left, to your right over there, Natasha. What can you tell us about these parties and their hope to be able to pull together some sort of co-caucus agreement as small parties with one seat here, one seat there, and hopefully coming together with a formidable bloc that has a real voice?
Well, definitely, Oliver, it's not looking so good for the smaller parties. I mean, earlier on, you just alluded to something that the Rise Mzansi leader, Songezo Zibi, had actually said that out of all the smaller parties, they've actually done fairly well. And right now, we're going to speak to Hope4SA. They've got over 26,000 votes. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us on SABC News. Are you happy with what you're seeing on the leaderboard?
Well, considering we're only 5 months old and we're just under 27,000, yes, we're happy at the moment because this is the footprint we're going to start with, and we'll take it from there and move forward. So we're happy. Of course, we know there's a lot of discrepancies on the leaderboard, so we're also busy with that at the moment. And hopefully that will be looked into before the results are set out, because there is a lot of it. All over, you'll see all the parties are saying the same thing at the moment.
And I understand Hope4SA is a political party that has grouped a number of Christian organizations, correct me if I'm wrong. What better can you do to lobby perhaps those of the Christian faith to actually, vote for you?
I think it's the uniting of the Christian party. So what has happened is a lot of small ones have come together. You're 100% right. So we have GSA that came with us, and we have Arise South Africa that's with us. We're working together at the moment. Unfortunately, some of them they didn't want to come on board. They want to do their own thing.
Which parties? Is that the ACDP?
Unfortunately, yes, they decided to do their own thing, but we still hold hands with them. We'll still hold hands with them. They've got our principles the same, and we'll continue to invite them to be part of us as we walk this journey, because if we could do this in 5 months, imagine what we're going to do in 2 years and 5 years. So we are very excited. There's a shattering coming. There's a change, a good change in South Africa. We want people to have that hope. We want the citizens to stand up. We want them to learn to self-govern, and we want to put things in place to help them do that.
Thank you so much for your time. Of course, that was Hope4SA there, just talking and saying that, for a 5-month-year-old party, they've actually done, fairly well for themselves. But she raises quite a critical issue, Oliver. You would know that a number of political parties have raised objections with the IEC over discrepancies, not only with the leaderboard, but the voter managing devices. Others have claimed, vote rigging. So these are just some of the issues. And remember, objections will actually close at 6 p.m. They have been extended. But let me just actually go to this party now, the People's Movement for Change. Can you stand up, sir, so we can just quickly speak to you? We have 2 minutes. So looking at People's Movement for Change, are you happy with what you're seeing on the leaderboard?
Well, we say we are not happy, and that's why we're going to raise objections to the IEC. We are a new baby that's coming into the politics. Some of us has been there in the parliamentary process and the political process. Myself and our leader, Marius Bransman, have been there. I've been a member of parliament for 19 years. I'm just assisting for the youngsters to build PMC. But we are not happy, and we cannot say that this election was free and fair, because there was no fairness in the election. But
and why do you say that? Do you also have concrete proof?
We've got concrete proof. Our party agents has got concrete proof. Presiding officers were very biased against certain individuals and party agents. At one VD station in Cape Town, party agents could not even went into, because the presiding officer then says, but due to the constraint of the space, or due to the space. But we have checked out the VD, there was ample space. But for somehow the other reason. And that is the objections that we are raising to the IEC. So waiting for their response, and from there we'll take things further. But definitely we want a revote or a recount, and we need to keep the IEC to account for that.
So People's Movement of Change also joining the MK party there in their cries or their concerns, also wanting a recount, of the votes.